Alrighty, everybody. So this is our level 1-2 class. We're actually going to start off on our mat. But I just want to talk for a second before we do get started. Today we're going to have a little bit of an emphasis on the upper body. That's not to mean we're not going to get into the rest of the body as we normally do, but I really want to preface it by saying, if we think about our hands from the context of us being still quadruped or on all fours, we think about our heel when we walk. We have to make sure that the weight is in our heels, but at the same time, all the knuckles under your toes are down on the ground, especially under the big toe. So the same thing applies to our hands. When we are on our hands, we really want to make sure that the heel is down, as well as all the knuckles underneath our fingers. So just keep that in mind as we start to get on our hands a little bit. But we're going to start off in our Shavasana. Okay, so as you lay back, take whatever position feels good in your body, legs out long or knees bent. Taking this opportunity here in our Shavasana to start our practice by just noticing what's happening around us as we close the eyes. What are the sounds that you can point out in the space around you? Acknowledging any smells in your space. Noticing how the temperature feels against your skin. Or even noticing the feeling of the wind or the ventilation system brushing across you. Beginning to notice the contact of your body to the mat and the ground beneath you. Noticing all those points of contact from the back of your head all the way down to the backs of your heels. And as we relax the muscles in our bodies, even more the contact begins to increase. And from this place of softness, we can start to tune in, noticing how does your body feel in this moment, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Like to take inventory before we start to practice. That way we can use what we found to guide how we move, what postures we choose. But then we begin to tune into the mind, noticing how are you feeling mentally in this moment. Are you carrying anything with you onto your mat? From this place of awareness, we'll begin our physical practice, starting with our breath. We'll take 3 rounds of what we'll call Brooks breath. So that's inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding it out for 4. I will guide you through it, but let's begin with a nice deep inhalation and long exhalation. Begin inhaling for 1, 2, 3, hold, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, 4, 3, 2. Second time, inhale, 1, 2, 3, hold, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, 4, 3, 2. Last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold it in, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2. Hold it out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice deep inhalation. And sighing it out of the mouth. Now we start to bring movement back into our bodies, wiggling into the fingers and toes. Starting to circle through your wrists and your ankles. And on your inhale, we reach the arms and legs nice and long for a big stretch. And exhale, knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug. Maybe gently rocking side to side if that feels good. And now start to reach your legs out long. Once again, arms overhead. This time the heels hover above the ground. And then knees into the chest. One more time like that. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, knees to chest. As you're ready, we'll start to make our way onto all fours. However you like, you can rock forward and back, roll over. And then we find our tabletop. Spreading our fingers nice and wide. And even here, like we said before, the heel of the palm is down as well as the knuckles under your middle finger and index finger. As we take a few rounds of cat and cow pose, we inhale, drop our belly, lifting the chest to the floor. And exhale, hollowing out the belly, chin to chest. Twice more, inhaling, arch back, lifting the chin. Exhale, hollow out for cat. Last time, inhaling cow. And exhaling cat. As we find our neutral spine, go and take your knees a little wider, big toes touch as we sit hips back and down for a child's pose. Reaching the arms out long in front of you. As we reach the arms out long, you can also press the hips back, creating length on the back side of your body. And then walking the hands over to the right side of your mat. Really pressing the left hip back, reach the fingertips out long, even still. And then all the way over to the left side of your mat. And then we come back into center. Keep the legs as they are. Let's start to lift up onto the hands. So we can keep the hips back behind the knees, but let's take our left fingertips to the ears. Opening up our thoracic spine, the upper back. Let's start to inhale, point the elbow up to the sky. And as you exhale, point it down towards your right wrist. Twice more like that. Inhale, lift and open. Exhaling down. Last time. Inhale, lift. And lower. And let's find that on the other side now. Once you're ready, inhale the right arm up. And exhale, lower. Keep your belly firm. And again, inhale up. And down. Last time, up. And down. Finding our neutral spine now. Finding our tabletop as well. So adjusting the knees, bringing them right underneath the hips. And we'll take our bird dog, reaching the left fingertips out long, right leg behind us. And on your exhale, tap the knee to your elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more time, reach. Knee to elbow. Now as you reach the arm and leg out long, start to bend into your back leg. Turn the left palm away, reaching like you're trying to touch the heel, but don't actually grab hold. Lift. And lower the hand and knee down. Other side. Right arm, left leg. Make sure we have that firm base in your left hand against the ground. And as we exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, you stand. And contract. Last side, reach. And knee to elbow. We reach out long, bend into the back knee. Turn the right palm away, reaching, lifting up a little bit higher. And then lowering the hand and knee down. From here, we'll find our first plank pose. Straighten your legs back, firming up your thighs, squeezing your glutes and your belly. And we lift our hips up and back into downward dog. We'll be here for a few breaths, so feel free to take whatever movements feels good in your body, maybe pedaling out the heels or shifting the hips side to side. You're even welcome to come out of your down dog to a plank, whatever motions feel right for you. From our downward dog, let's start to walk our feet all the way to the front of the mat, finding our forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you need to let your belly rest against your thighs. And then tucking the chin into the chest, nice deep into the knees, we roll all the way up to stand. We'll take a few rounds of our sun salutation. So inhale, reaching up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling halfway, lift flat back. And on the exhale, we step the right foot back. And then the left, finding our plank. Notice right now, are your knuckles under your middle and index finger pressing down against the mat. Now using your toes, we shift the shoulders forward of your wrists, lower the knees down. Lower halfway down, hold the chaturanga, hugging your elbows to your ribs. And all the way to the mat. Inhale, we lift our chest into cobra. And exhaling, downward dog. From down dog, we float the right leg to the sky. And then step it all the way forward between your hands, pausing for a breath. And left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhaling, halfway lift once you've arrived. And exhaling, fold. Inhale, we reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And release once more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, we halfway lift. Hands come down, stepping the left foot back first. And then the right. From our plank, we shift forward, lower the knees down, lower halfway down, pausing in chaturanga for 3, 2, 1, releasing to the mat. Inhale, lifting into our cobra. And exhaling, downward dog. From down dog, lifting the left leg up to the sky. And stepping it forward between your hands, pausing in our lunge. And step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, we reach all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And release. Now let's take a feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as your hips. We inhale the arms up to the sky. And then we'll interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, we lift the chest up. And on your exhale, forward fold with the hands bound. And whether the hands float over your shoulders or they rest on your back, just let the head be heavy. Now we start to bend deeply into your knees as we reach the arms up to the sky for our chair pose. Now, yes, I know this is wider than a lot of us take our chair pose, but imagine like you're trying to spread your feet all across the mat, firming up our outer glutes, firming up your belly for one more breath. And exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step or hop your feet back. Finding your chaturanga with or without the knees. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. And meeting in downward dog. From down dog, we'll float the right leg up to the sky. And step it forward between your hands. Warrior one, so back heel down, lifting our chest, reach the arms up to the sky. So our goal here is to really glide that right hip back, squaring your hips and shoulders to the front. And now start to straighten your front leg. And we're going to bend into that front knee one more time. Maybe we go a little bit deeper, one more breath. Exhaling, hands down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank. Taking your chaturanga. Inhaling into back bend. And downward facing dog. Other side, left leg close to the sky. Stepping it forward between your hands, warrior one. So if you ever feel like your balance is a little wobbly, like you look like a tightrope, tightrope walker, spread your feet a little bit wider side to side. Straighten the front leg. Bending into it, maybe it's a little bit deeper. One more breath. And exhaling, hands down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank. Taking your chaturanga into your back bend. And we meet in our downward dog at your pace. From down dog, we bend the knees, look between your hands. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. We sit the hips down into our chair, reaching your arms forward and up. Coming all the way to stand, hands behind our back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Bending into the knees, reach the arms up for our chair pose. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step or hop your feet back. Finding your chaturanga in your back bend. And then we all meet in downward dog as you from downward facing dog, left leg close to the sky. And then stepping it forward between your hands, warrior one. Now we're going to play with our warrior one a little bit this round. So start to lean forward. Keep the back heel down, but the hands can fall to your back. Try your best to keep the back leg straight. And on your next inhale, reach the arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, bow forward, hands to the back or the hips. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. We reach the arms all the way to the sky. Hands coming down to the mat as we step into our plank. Now pause here. Spreading your feet a little bit wider. We're going to let our feet fall, our heels fall over to the right, finding a side plank on the right arm. Maybe floating your left arm to the sky. You can have your feet staggered or stacked, whichever you prefer. One more breath. We find our plank pose, lowering through chaturanga. Inhaling through your back bend, meeting in your downward facing dog. Other leg, right foot to the sky. And stepping it forward between the hands, warrior one. So if it ever takes you a couple breaths to catch up to where we are, don't worry about it. Move at your own pace. The good thing is that you can actually get a little preview of what we're doing before you get there. So one more breath here. On your exhale, hinge forward, hands to the back or the hips. Inhale, lift and reach up. Exhale, hinge, reach back. Last time, up. And hinge. We reach the arms all the way to the sky. Hands coming down to the middle. As we step back for our plank, wide your feet. Left hand is down, let your heels fall to the left. Maybe float float the right arm to the sky if you like, holding for 2 more breaths. Keep that left arm active, pushing it out of your shoulder. And then we find our plank pose, finding chaturanga. Inhaling into the back bend that you need. And exhaling into downward dog. From down dog, we bend the knees, look between your hands. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling halfway left. And folding forward. Hips sit down, arms reach to the sky. One more time. Inhaling all the way up. Hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, folding forward. Nice deep bend in the knees, finding chair pose. Reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhaling, hands down, step back, hop back. Find your chaturanga into your back bend. And we'll all meet in downward dog. Next inhale, floats the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, step it forward between your hands, finding a high lunge this time. So back heel stays lifted as we reach the arms to the sky. Now from our lunge, we reach the arms straight forward, nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, pull the right arm straight back. Now pause here for a moment. Yeah, the hand is right next to your chest, trying to point the elbow as far back as your body allows. We inhale, reach forward. Exhale, draw it back like a bow. One more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull. Good, we reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Hands come down to the mat, pause. Left hand firmly roots down, right arm floats up to the sky. And 3 breaths here, nice straight back leg. And then as you're ready, hand comes down, stepping back into your plank. Finding your chaturanga and your back bend. Meeting in downward dog. Two more breaths and down dog. Next inhale, floats the left leg to the sky. And stepping it forward between your hands, high lunge. And take all the micro adjustments you need to find balance. Engaging your glutes as we reach the arms forward. And on the exhale, pull the left arm back like you're drawing a bow. And reaching forward. Yeah, twice more. Inhaling forward. Last time, exhaling back. We reach forward, arms up to the sky. And then hands down to the mat, pausing. Bringing the right hand down as we start to float the left fingertips up. Straightening your back leg as much as you can for one more breath. Exhaling the hands down to the mat, stepping back, finding your plank, your chaturanga. Inhaling through your back bend. Exhaling into downward dog. Let's bring our knees down onto the mat, finding a child's pose, sitting hips back and down. We'll be here for 5 breaths. So take the arms wherever feels best in your body. Knowing that we're about to get into the shoulders a little bit more. And from your child's pose, let's find all 4s. Once you are in our tabletop, no worries. We're gonna tuck our toes under and then lift our knees up just a little bit off the ground. Start to sit your hips back towards your heels, but the knees don't touch the ground. So it's like our child's pose when our knees are lifted. From here, step your left foot all the way to the left hand. And then we step it back, hips go back and down. Yeah, right foot steps forward to the outside of the right hand. down. One more time each side. Left foot steps forward. And back. Right foot steps forward. And back. Yeah, coming on to all fours now. All right. Let's bring our forearms down to the mat, allowing them to be as parallel as possible. Fingers are spread wide as we start to walk our feet back into a forearm plank. So just like our cat pose at the beginning, try to spread your shoulder blades wide. Bracing your belly as though somebody's about to come and tickle you into your forearm plank. Like, no, I will not laugh. Firming up your glutes, firming up your thighs. Now you can stay right here, or maybe try to tap the left knee to your left elbow, or as close as you can. And then the other side. So we're gonna alternate, tapping your knee as close as you can to the elbow. I find it useful to exhale as you bring the knee to the elbow, using it to press all the air out. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, pausing in your plank. Now we start to tiptoe your feet towards the elbows for a dolphin pose. So as you do, press your chest back towards your thighs. Really firmly press your forearms and your wrists and hands down into the mat. One more breath. Now, if you can, start to straighten your arms into down dog, or do whatever you need to find your down dog. I know it's a lot of triceps and shoulders in that transition. From your downward facing dog, we shift forward into our plank. Now pull the right knee into your chest in our plank pose. We inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to chest again and hold it. Let's find a side plank on our right hand, keeping the knee into your chest if you can. There we go. Now switch arms, left hand down, right arm floats. Hand comes back to the mat, downward facing dog. All right, we did it on one side. Get it on the other side. Starting to get a little warm now. All right, from our downward dog, we shift into plank. The left knee comes into the chest. We inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, hold it. Side plank on your left arm. Keep hugging the knee into your chest as much as you can. Switching to the right arm. And then we find our downward dog. Beautiful, everybody. From down dog, we bring the knees all the way down onto the mat and sit back on the heels as we lift the chest upright. So, from here, we're going to place the hands right next to our thighs. For this, we're doing a little Lolasana prep, our pendulum. Our Lolasana prep, we're just going to keep it at that. But don't worry about lifting your feet up. Start to bring the weight into your hands, leaning forward slightly, and then pull the knees into your chest, lifting your hips up as much as you can, and then lowering down. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Wide fingers, all the knuckles pressed down as we lean forward. Start to lift your knees, press the feet into the mat, pull, and lower down. All right, one more time. Hands down, shift forward, spread your shoulder blades wide, and pull your knees in for 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, from our Lolasana, let's find our downward dog. And from down dog, we bend our knees, look between your hands, exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling halfway left, exhaling fold. Inhale, we reach all the way to the sky. And exhaling, hands through the heart. So if you like it, or if it feels good, you can circle out the wrist a little bit, depending on what you're feeling. We're gonna play with crow a little bit. Crow is our prep pose. Uh-oh. All right, so with crow, doesn't matter where you are on your journey. If you have a solid crew practice, go ahead and hop into it. We're gonna play with it for a little bit. If you'd like to follow me, I'm gonna bring my hands down onto the ground with my elbows between my thighs. So phase one would be hug the elbows in, but knees into the elbows, lean forward. Maybe today we're kicking one heel up and then the other. Maybe we're doing both. If that variation feels okay, then we can place our knees on top of the elbow. Trying to balance on that little flat part right above your elbow. But wherever you are, just play with it. It is a practice. If we fall, you're only falling a couple inches, don't worry. All right, last 10 seconds here. And go ahead and come down onto the feet. Yeah, let's come onto our bum. As we sit back and down, knees come into our chest as the arms open nice and wide. We take a nice deep inhale, and on your exhale, let the knees fall to the left, but they don't touch the ground. Inhaling through center, exhaling over to the right. Yeah, twice more each side, center and left, center and right. Last time, center and left, center and right. Coming back in, give yourself a nice big hug. Now we can start to walk forward back, coming to all fours. This next movement, we're going to call it a side kick. So put my hands on the ground in my tabletop. Just as before, I'm going to hover my knees above the ground. Now with your right leg, start to kick it out to the left. Maybe the hand floats, maybe it doesn't. And then we come back. We take that on the other side, kicking that left leg all the way straight out to the right. And center. One more time each side, kick to the left. And center. Kicking to the right. And center. You'll walk the feet back into your plank pose, finding our downward facing dog. From down dog, we inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale the knees to your left elbow and then extend it out to the side. Straight out to the left, sorry. For our fallen triangle, either keep the both hands down or float the left fingertips up to the sky. Nice and active in the right arm. One more breath. Hand comes to the mat as we reach the right leg up and back. Start to bend your right knee, stack the hips. You can flip your dog into wild thing if you like, toes to the mat. Just open to the sky. Maybe be floating your right fingertips to the front of your mat. With control, we come back into our downward facing dog. From down dog, bring the knees to all fours. We're going to take our side kick throughs again. So starting by kicking over to the right. Right leg kicks over to the left. One more time each side. Beautiful. After that last one, downward dog. Extend the left leg to the sky. Knee comes to your right elbow and extend the leg all the way out to the right. As before, both hands down or float the right fingertips up to the sky. Hand comes back down to the mat as we reach the left leg up and back. Bending the knees, stacking the hips, pausing here, or flipping your dog into wild thing. Hand comes back to the mat, downward facing dog. We shift forward into our plank, lowering through chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. And we'll meet in downward dog. You're welcome to take a child's pose. We'll be here for 6 breaths. Deep inhalations and long exhalations. And if you're in child's pose, start to find your downward dog. And then from there, we'll bring the knees down onto the mat and swinging around to come to sit on our bums. So those of you who've done flexor stretch with me, you recognize this one. It is exciting, it is fun, I promise. With the legs out in front of you, we're gonna point the toes, sitting up nice and tall. Either our hands are on the outside of the knees, or if you're feeling froggy, you can reach the arms up to the sky. We're gonna do leg lifts, just the right leg. Ready? And begin for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left leg, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Oh, yeah. Taking our feet wide now. Those always in the quads. All right, so we don't want as wide as you can possibly go, just a decent width apart. Go ahead and point your toes once again, and either the hands are between your knees or they're up and overhead. Left leg begins first. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Other leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Oh, yeah. That's okay. You don't have to say all the bad things in your mind about me. All right, let's come on to our bellies now. With your hands right by your rib cage on the inhale, we lift into our cobra. Exhaling downward, child's pose. We're gonna flow between those two, so slide your chest along the mat as we lift our chin into cobra. Exhaling child's pose. One more time, inhaling cobra. And exhale child's pose. From child's pose, we start to find our downward dog. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, look between your hands, exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhaling fold. Inhale, reaching all the way to the sky. Exhaling hands to the heart. And release. All right, now let's take our feet a little bit wider. Getting ready for a malasana, so maybe the toes turn out slightly. Let's go ahead and come down into our nice deep squat. So spread your feet as wide as you need to so the heels are still down. Using the elbows to press into the knees as we lift up the chest, pausing here. Now see if you can squeeze your bum a little bit here. Engaging your glutes, lifting the pelvic floor up a little bit. Now from our malasana, the hands come down onto the mat. They're going to slide around a little bit. So let's start to step the right foot all the way back into our lizard. We reach the left arm up to the sky. Hand comes back to the mat. Stepping the right foot forward, malasana. And then left foot steps back. Right arm close to the sky for our twist. And we take that one more time. Stepping forward. Right foot goes back. Floating. And switching. Time you come into your Vinyasa, pause for a breath. And we release the hands, lift hips to the sky, forward fold. From your forward fold on your next inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale the hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back into your plank. Lowering through chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling down dog. So just as we did our side kick throughs earlier to build us up into our fallen triangle, we're gonna do a little same forward. So let's lift the left leg up to the sky. Stepping into the outside of your left hand. Now you can pause here, or we lift the left hand and then kick the right foot forward. Yeah, we got it. And then stepping back. Downward dog. Falling is half the fun, I promise you. Right leg to the sky. Step into the outside of the hand. Now we really got to get the weight into the left hand, so start to kick forward. And then we go back and down dog. All right, so again, this is like a buffet. Take what you want, leave what you don't. Left foot forward. Stay here or kick the foot forward. We step back and down dog. Last time, right foot lifts and steps. Extend the left leg forward. We go back and downward dog. Again, go ahead and come down onto your knees, and we're gonna come onto your bum. So if you found that challenging, that was the point. Good. We're building up towards a couple arm balances. They both require a little hip opening and arm upper body strength. So I'll demonstrate it first, and then we'll walk through it. So for the first one, we're gonna wear our leg like a backpack, trying to slide it up our shoulder, and then we lift up. But we're gonna work towards it. So go ahead and bend into both knees, finding us Sukhasana. We take hold of the right leg. Maybe we're holding onto the foot and gently rocking it side to side. Maybe it comes into the pits of your elbows if that feels good. And there we go. Any variation, just gentle rocks. And then we take our right hand across the top of the right foot, and then pulling it back and pressing it forward. All right, now we pause here. Go ahead and extend that left leg out long. We use the left hand to slide the shin and the knee up as high up your right arm as you can. And then once it's there, grip it like a vice, squeezing your upper arm. Hands come in line with your shoulders. We can lean forward a little bit. Maybe we lift our butt up by straightening the arms. Nice. If you're there, you can play with lifting the left leg up and down. If you're having a hard time getting your butt off the ground, maybe we walk our hands a little bit closer to your thighs. If that works. And we lean, even if you don't lift up. One last thing you're welcome to play with. If your butt doesn't want to get up off the ground, you can still lift your left leg up, holding for 3, 2, 1, and down. Exciting stuff, I know. All right, let's try it on the other side. Starting in our Sukhasana, bending into both knees. And then however you need to, grab hold of your left shin. Left foot to foot, left hand to foot. As we pull back and forward. Now, if this is what feels right for you, you can keep doing this or any variation of it as we start to play with the arm balance. But if you are doing the arm balance, right leg out long. You use the left hand to slide your Lower leg up as high as you can up your shoulder. I feel like the hand placement is the hardest thing because it's also dependent on your hips. So just like our chaturanga, try to point your elbow a little bit further back. We can start leaning forward. Maybe we play with lifting the hips up. Maybe we play with lifting the other leg up. Maybe we do both or none. We've got about 15 more seconds to play wherever you are. Nice. Good lift. Yeah, that's another good way to do that. Maybe you want to lift the leg up and then lift up using the momentum. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and come down. We've got one more arm balance to play with. And then I promise we'll be off our wrists. So since we've already warmed it up, let's take the right leg, shimmy it up your shoulder. See if we can place our hands shoulder width apart. From here, we cross the left leg over the right. Maybe we can grab clasp feet. Same thing as before. We lean forward, first seeing if we can lift the hips up, even if the feet are on the ground. If that feels okay, then we can extend the legs out to the side. If you're like, man, this is my jam, and you want to do some push-ups in your Asana, feel free to. A teacher put me on the spot last week, just like, hey, Ed's going to show you how to do push-ups. I'm like, I don't even know if that's a thing. Let's come down out of that and try to the other side. So left leg shimmies up with the arm. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Hook the ankles. Point your elbows straight back. And notice as soon as you do that, you already start to lean forward. Once the weight of that left leg is on your arm, then we can start to play, maybe extending the arms out. Nice, there we go. All right, last few seconds, 15 seconds or so. If you're done, you're done. So something that I should have mentioned before, but it kind of plays with the balance whether we're on our hands or on our feet, and that where our eyes go, our body tends to follow. So if we have an issue with balancing while we're standing or walking, or when we're on our hands, if we look down, the tendency is going to be for your hands to look down and your chest to follow. Whereas if we look up, we have a better chance of staying lifted. Yeah. So when you get ready to play with these after class, keep that in mind. Let's come all the way down onto our backs now. Bending into the knees, soles of the feet are flat on the ground. Find a bound bridge pose. So feet are consistent apart, just close enough to touch your fingers. Then we lift the hips up to the sky. Nice big squeeze of the glutes. And if you like, interlace those fingers, pressing your knuckles towards your heels. With each nice deep inhale, feel the front side of your body expanding. Noticing that lift of the hips for one more breath. And then we lower all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. From our bridge, we extend the legs out nice and long, and then start to wiggle the arms underneath your body with the palms flat on the ground. Now we lift up the feet on to rest the weight on our forearms and elbows, looking at our toes. Now notice how the weight is in your forearms. Keep it there and start to drop the head back, gently touching the crown of your head to the floor. Keeping your thighs engaged, keeping your bellies engaged, actively pointing your toes for 2 more breaths. Come out, we look at your toes once again, and then lower all the way down. And knees come into the chest, maybe gently rocking from side to side. Now we're going to come onto our bellies once more. But For this next movement, if you have any low back stuff going on, then we'll take a locust or a cobra. If you'd like to go a little bit further, I'll guide you into something else. So starting with our hands by our chest, tops of the feet on the mat, we lift chest to cobra, pressing your pubic bone down between your hips. Shoulders are down away from your ears. And then we slowly lower all the way back down. You can stay here or arms back by your sides. And once again, lift up. If you're lifting the legs, we're going to reach as much as you can. Hugging your ankles together. And then lowering down. Stay with that if you like. Or this next one, lift up into your locust. While we look straight down at the ground, we can open the legs, reach the arms overhead, and reach them back like you're making a big snow angel, but on your belly. As we do this, can you notice the rotation of the arms where the thumb points up and then down? Next time your arms are back by your sides, let's lower all the way down. Sending the hips back onto the heels for child's pose. Whatever arm variation feels best in your child's pose here. Focusing again on our deep inhalations and long exhalations to allow the body to start to relax. And from our child's pose, we come to all fours briefly. Keeping our hips over our knees, we'll take the right hand under the left arm, shoulder and head come down to the mat for our thread the needle. The left hand can stay where it is, or maybe even wrap it around your hip. Like you're trying to tuck it into your right hip pocket, whatever variation feels best. One more breath here. The left hand comes back onto the mat. Start to reach your right arm all the way to the sky. And then lower it down, taking that on the other side. Left arm slides under the right. Once you found your positioning, adjust the right arm as you like. Maybe it wraps around your hip, maybe it extends out long. Last breath here. Right hand comes onto the mat, and then we float the left arm up to the sky. Releasing it down. We're going to come all the way onto our bellies now. And then if we can, let's take the arms out wide. You can tend to pull out the fingers if you like, or palms down. But we'll bend into our right knee. Start to roll onto your left side, finding a stretch on the front side of your left shoulder. You can adjust the right leg however it feels good. Maybe it doesn't feel good to bend it. Last breath here. And then coming through center, taking that on the other side. Bending into the left knee, rolling onto your right. 2 more breaths. And then we come back onto our bellies. One last time, we find our child's pose. But this time we bring our palms together. And then bend into the elbows, bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. We're looking for a stretch on the back of the upper arm, your triceps. So if you need to, you can walk your elbows a little bit further forward or together. And we straighten the arms out long. As we come through all fours, let's start to find our seated positions. Starting off with the legs out long, we can bend into the left knee, crossing it over the right. Either staying here with the leg extended or bending into the right knee, bringing it next to your hip, whichever feels best in your body. Left hand comes behind us, helping us sit up nice and tall, either hugging onto the left knee or elbow to the outside of the knee. Either looking off to the side of your mat or over your back, over your left shoulder. One more breath. And then we come back through center. If you have the both knees bent, let's bring our hands over to the right side. Lift your hips up. We're going to walk your hands all the way around until we are now facing the other direction. If your leg is straight, go ahead and switch legs. Or if you got stuck halfway in between. All right, once you're here, we can hug the right knee with your left elbow. Right arm reaches back. Same option, maybe tuck the elbow to the outside, but every inhale, sit up a little bit taller. And every exhale, twist a little bit further, even if it's not visible to the naked eye. One more breath here. Come back into center. If you have this cross leg and you try the spin move on the other side, let's try it on this side. We lift, pivot on your toes and heel. So that one was completely unnecessary. Let's go ahead and unwrap your legs. And we'll come all the way down onto our backs. Knees are coming in, gently rocking from side to side. As the feet come down onto the mat, arms open wide. Let's scoop it over to the right edge of your mat. Letting your knees fall to the left, or recline twist. Letting go of any engagement, letting your body be heavy and gravity to do all the work for you. Last breath here. Then inhaling knees through center. Scooting the hips over to the left. Letting your knees fall to the right. 60 seconds. Take whatever pose needs you feel good in your body. So if you want a child's pose, if you want a shoulder stand or another bridge pose, or even if you want to start your Shavasana early, I'll let you know when the halfway point is, but go ahead and take what feels right for your body. This is your halfway point, so if you have one side, maybe do the other side, or if you're switching to another pose, do what you need. One last breath wherever you are. And we bring our knees into the chest, starting to create the tightest little ball that you can. Maybe bringing your forehead to your knees or holding your feet. As we squeeze in, we take one more nice deep inhale, holding it for 3, 2, 1, and exhale out to our Shavasana. Legs and arms go wide. If there's anything touching you that you aren't using in this moment, feel free to just slide it off to the side. And once you settle into Shavasana, allowing the eyes to close and letting go of any effort over the breath, over the body. I'll guide you through one last scan. Starting at the tips of our toes, relaxing each and every toe, the soles of your feet and your ankles. Noticing the softness of your calves, the release of all the muscles around your thighs, in and around your hips. The release of the muscles around our low back, letting that softness travel all the way up to your shoulder blades. Noticing the gentle, uncontrolled rise and fall of your belly, your chest. Softening every finger, your palms and your wrists. Noticing the smoothness of your forearms, the heaviness of your upper arms and shoulders. As you relax your throat, relaxing your jaw. Smoothing out the wrinkles across our noses, across the brow and forehead. Finding the sense of warmth, of heaviness, of release, washing over your entire body. softness of every inhalation and the warmth of every exhalation. Just as we started the class, begin to notice, how are you feeling mentally and emotionally in this moment? There's no right or wrong answer. As you scan your body from head to toe, how does your body feel in this moment? Whatever we find mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally as we do these scans, the goal is not to judge ourselves. It's not to be disappointed when we don't find what it is we think we're looking for. Rather, it is truly to observe how you are in that moment so that we can better understand and better modify what it is that we do after that point. But now we slowly start to bring movement back into fingers and toes. Beginning to circle through your wrists and ankles. And as you inhale, reaching arms and legs nice and wide for a big stretch. Exhaling, knees into chest, rolling onto your right side, pausing in fetal position. Taking this protected posture to give yourself some words of affirmation, some words of encouragement, some words of motivation, whatever it is that you know that you need to hear. Hear yourself say it here first. Holding on to whatever you just gave yourself as we come to a comfortable seated position, either eyes closed or gently looking down the tip of your nose. Once we arrive in our seats, we sit up nice and tall. And then one last time, inhaling, arms up to the sky, palms to touch. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Thank you all for sharing your time, your patience, and energy with me and each other. Have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. Namaste. I'm pretty sure I'll be here for one more week while Christina does the grandbaby thing. I'm not sure, I haven't heard from her, so I'm going to take that as a probably.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
Ed.
Loved it. Loved it.
Oh, thank you all.
Ed,
Say again?
hey Ed, the wind was really messing with the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I figured that it would. I don't know how to. If it's this bad, then we might have to. I might have to send a message saying we'll do it inside.
And
Yes.
if you had earpods in, it would solve it.
Well, I have them, and I've tried it before, but I end up with the same static from the wind and the delay.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure something else out before next class.
Okay. It was a great class, though. Thank you.
It was,
Thank
it
you.
was
Thanks,
wonderful.
Ed. Bye,
Bye, guys.
Julie.
Hey, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye.